Welcome back to another video. And today, we got some mama shoe on head. She posted another video. She's back, lads. She's back from parenting camp. And she posted a video, so yeah. The male loser epidemic. Oh boy, you know this one's just gonna be a doozy. It's all men's fault. Yeah. Hold on. Gotta like real quick. So yeah, let's get into it.
Hello again, friends. So
Hello.
I've been going for quite a bit.
Too long.
Nothing too crazy happened. I feel like every time I take a break, like a war breaks out or something. But thankfully that did not happen. But at least we found out the real Epstein files were the friends we made along the way.
The fuck did that say? Of course. It's not gonna give me the exact frame, huh? Epstein client list doesn't exist. Justice Department says walking back theory Bondi had promoted, bruh.
Welcome back to the Shoe on Head channel. If it is your first time
Yellow.
here, run. I am Shoe on Head, and
It
on this
is
channel
not.
I like to cover cultural issues, mostly surrounding men's issues. It's what I've been doing for over a decade, and frankly, I'm exhausted. Many of you
We
have
all
been along
are,
for the ride,
honestly.
and you have seen me go from a chicken,
Bro.
lively 24-year-old making fun of BuzzFeed and Tumblr feminists to a bitter, calloused.
I honestly didn't know that was Shoe. I remember seeing those clips and whatnot and seeing like the psycho one where she like has her fucking hands on her cheeks and shit and she's like all fucking yandere crazy faced. I remember seeing that, but I didn't know that was Shoe.
34-year-old talking about very
Hell
real
yeah.
and growing men's
Jesus
issues.
Christ,
One of
she's
the
34.
main men's issues I have been covering in great detail lately has been the male loneliness epidemic.
Yep.
Yeah, but turns out I was wrong. We don't have a male loneliness epidemic. We have a male loser epidemic. It's not a male loneliness
Of
epidemic.
course.
No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic. It's a male loser epidemic.
The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's
Brother. Zero accountability by women. Always. We love to see it. Who, you know, people are like, oh, who wins in a fight? 100 British men versus 100 American men. And it's like the real battle is 100 women versus accountability, if we're being honest.
honestly so pathetic at this point.
I have no agua.
Now, I
Shit.
don't always talk about men's issues. No, sometimes I talk about politics, and sometimes I mix the two together. Now, I know a lot of
Hell
you don't
yeah.
like politics.
Sorry.
You don't care about politics. But politics cares about you, and it will enter your life no matter how hard you try to avoid
Yeah.
it. But thankfully, I have the perfect...
Politics, the friend no one asks for that always shows up to the party uninvited and just ruins everyone's day and everyone's friendships. Yet the hero we all truly needed, because it just shows us who the crazies are and who the normal, coherent, critical thinking individuals are. Yes.
app to help you navigate this difficult, confusing political landscape. So let's quickly give a
Ground
shout out
News.
to today's sponsor, Ground News, before we get into this video, shall we?
Yeah. I
Ground
use
News
Ground
is a
News,
website
funny
and
enough.
an app that gives readers a fun and
I have that
transparent
bitch on
way
my
to
phone.
read the news from all...
That's actually how the ground news is how I learned that JD Vance was coming to California to Disneyland and whatnot and staying there for like the weekend or some shit like that. And lunatics were literally just not letting him enjoy himself. And it's so funny because it was all just left-leaning articles and left-leaning news outlets that are like, JD Vance is coming to Disneyland. People are gonna go protest and bother him, and he deserves it. And I was just like, bro, that poor dude, he should have just gone to Disney World in Florida. It's much better.
across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center.
Hell
Every
yeah.
story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines.
Dude, I love how it says that the New York Post is right-leaning when that's a load of fucking crap, dude. The New York Post is left-leaning. I refuse to
understand.
believe that article, whenever I see anything that the New York Post puts out, it's always some fucking weird jab at Democrat. Or, blah, blah, blah. not at Democrats, but at Republicans. It's always some stupid jab towards Republicans, and I'm like, how is this your right-leaning article?
The full story.
Your
and
right-leaning
make sure you're getting
source.
both sides. One of my favorite features from Ground News has to be the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here is a story about how the CIA uncovered a Russiagate fraud, and right away we can see how it has been covered by 41 sources, and out of those 41 sources, 93% of them lean right, with only 2 left-wing outlets reporting the story.
The New York
Ground
Post
News
is
also
so
makes
not
it really
right-leaning.
easy
I refuse to
compare
believe that.
headlines to see just how political bias can affect the framing of a story. For example,
Oh, yeah, I
the
love
story
those
about
titles.
Zoran Memdani winning the Democratic primary in New York. This left-leaning outlet says Zoran Memdani's win just got a little sweeter, and meanwhile the right-wing outlet says, "Meet Zoran Memdani, the man who will ruin New York." As
Oh
you see,
yeah, he is the
very
communist.
different vibes. I have been using Ground News since 2021 because I think it is so informative, so
been using
fun,
it for,
and
like,
it
the
helps
past
me
year,
see
I
how
think.
different
It
stories
is
are framed
nice.
so differently, and I love it.
Is
I
that an
highly
iPhone?
recommend it.
Shoe?
It's one of the few apps that I wake up and just immediately check. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. High praise.
It is an iPhone. Oh, okay, cool. So for my iPhone users, you can actually add Ground News to like the widgets on the iPhone. I don't know if you could do that with Android. I don't have an Android. I don't use an Android anymore. But I do know, because I have it set up that way. So, like, if you scroll all the way to, like, the left where you can, like, put in specific things you want, like clock and all that other shit, like the widget section, you could actually add Ground News to that widget section. It'll be the biggest one that you can add. Because you can't add the smaller ones from what I saw, from when I tried it, who knows. But you can add that shit there, and you can actually see like articles and shit, and it gives you like a whole bunch of other information as well, and it's like, it's very nice, very convenient. I like it.
First of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all of their amazing
I think I have the
features.
one under that.
It comes out to only like $5 a month, which is like the
Yeah,
price
I have
of
the premium
all.
one, I
So
think.
go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code right there on screen,
Hell
or
yeah.
the link in the video description down there.
Go get
to
Ground
subscribe to
News.
Ground News today. I feel like what they're doing is really important, especially right now, and it helps us approach the news in a more fair and balanced way. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you
Yeah.
to viewer for not skipping the ad. Right? Now let's get back to the video. With all
Hell
these
yeah.
issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement. Months ago, I
Yeah,
covered how the Democratic
unfortunately.
Party was losing young men.
Hey, look, it's the terrorist supporter Hassan.
I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump. And I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have
Yep.
unveiled their final solution to
Ah,
the
of course.
right-wing
What is it?
male loser epidemic. Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class.
Yeah, maybe don't fuck up the fucking cities, and don't let rioters and looters destroy small businesses, ruining the backbone of America and the economy. And maybe stop saying that all men deserve to die and that men are useless and that men don't serve any purpose. That's just a few off the top of my
millions
head.
of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working class men to return to the party.
Bro, how out of touch is that? How out of touch? Democrats spent 20 mil with donors and strategists in luxury hotel rooms. Yeah, to try to connect with the working class. Yeah, bro, I don't think I've ever even stepped foot in a luxury hotel, let alone looked one up on the internet. Holy shit, dude.
Return to the party. Ah yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms.
Oh.
Great job, guys.
Yep.
The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, promises to use the funds to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces.
Syntax? What the fuck are we? Lines of code? Syntax? Are you gonna like fax us via fucking what's that brand called? Ah shit. Fuck. They're gonna fax us, lads. They're gonna fax us. They're gonna fax all the information on how to relate to men, dude. It's so funny.
The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games.
Oh my fucking god, yeah. That's what we want. Our video games to be riddled with even more fucking DEI, fucking left-leaning crap and bullshit. Yep, that's totally what we want. It's not like we just had an entire fucking, like what, the past 3 fucking games that were supposed to be quote-unquote AAAs flop and shit. Concord failed. Veilguard is a fucking piece of shit. And, bro, let's not even get started on that other fucking game. fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, perfect, sure. Oh my god.
The Democratic Party is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see here, is the young man.
Fucking Aspen called.
Messy caves surrounding.
Did he sniff the fucking Fiji water? What the fuck is wrong with you?
The young man.
Bro, this isn't doing my homie any justice. He literally looks like he just came. Oh man, dude. Wait, why the fuck does he have potting soil? Is that potting soil or fucking fertilizer? Dude, that shit smells rancid if it's fertilizer.
In his natural habitat, in a dark, messy cave surrounded.
Bro, they just. It looks like they just. Oh my god, it looks like they pulled Asmund out of the fucking village. Like out of some long lost tribe village, threw him in here, clothed him, and were like, here, try this bottle of water.
Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles.
Is that fucking A1 sauce? Bruh, why does he have 3 bottles of A1 sauce? Hey, mad respect for having the coon, though. Here on the table.
Here is another young man.
Oh god, not Destiny.
Dwelling in a dark cave. This one has dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates. But moving on, here is another.
Nuxtaku! Let's go! Good old fucking Nuxanor. Hi, Lordy Nuxanor.
Young man, we think. We're not quite sure about this one. We're still studying it. Listen,
of course.
Instead of spending $20 million to do that.
Honestly, even we don't know what the fuck Nux is at this point. We just think he's like a fucking Nurgling that just spawned out of Nurgle's butt cheeks at this point.
Stupid. Maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my comment section.
Yeah,
Let's
but
see
of
here.
course.
Shoehead is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th. Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much, it's unreal. Ooh,
hey, yo.
Mommy milkies, mommy.
There's
One time
the
I got my
gooner.
penis stuck in a soda bottle. Okay.
What the fuck was that last one, dude? Was it like on the cap? Did he turn it into like a flat? Like, what the fuck? It's a bottle, so it's not a can. So it has to... Bro, how is it small enough to fit through the fucking hole? Damn.
Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
Trump scored big with young...
Oh, God. Not the fucking View, man. Not these rancid-ass, moldy, crusty-ass old fucking hags.
Election. Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that's
it. But the stats don't bear that out now. Look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a...
Oh, yeah, the pickings of 6 feet, 6-pack, 6 figures, drives only luxury cars, buys me anything I want, doesn't speak to me, doesn't text me, is only a walking piggy bank for me to use and abuse. Ah, yes, the pickings are indeed slim if those are your standards. Not gonna lie, because if that's what you're basing what you want off of, then you don't deserve a relationship. You deserve to suffer.
feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to
She looks so fucking confused. The one on the left looks so like, what the fuck are you saying?
have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh,
yeah, blame the men. Good old blame the
I was
men.
sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men. This came on my TV on a Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes.
You know, I'd love to fucking not live at home and like live on my own. But you know what the main issue is when it comes to that? Money. You know, it comes down to money. You know, cause bro, oh my god, dude. Explain to me how a barista at fucking Starbucks is getting paid like $22 to $25 a fucking hour just to make a overcomplicated milkshake with coffee in it. But warehouse workers are still getting paid $16 to $17 an hour. Security guards are still getting paid fucking $13 to $16 an hour. And it's like, it's so stupid. Labor that's very grueling physically, yeah, you're gonna get paid like barely anything. But the dude flipping my fucking burgers at McDonald's totally deserves to be making $20 to $25 an hour when the store is barely sees any traffic. God, I'd love to get paid to just stand there all day too and make one burger every 2 to 3 hours because your store is in a location that doesn't see high traffic, or it's competing with other fast food joints. Like maybe it's a McDonald's in one corner, then literally across the street, and let's say it's a 4-way intersection. Across the street in the other corner, there's a fucking Popeyes. In the other street, there's a Burger King. And on the last corner, there's a goddamn Jack in the Box. Yeah, let's see. People are literally going to go to whichever one. And let's say for that day, fucking people just want Popeyes only. So they only go to Popeyes. The other places don't see any traffic whatsoever. Maybe they'll get one customer every fucking hour and shit. And yeah, they totally deserve to get paid $20 an hour. Meanwhile, warehouse workers are still getting paid jack shit, being treated like shit. Their rights are being violated and whatnot. Like, bruh, it's so stupid. As a matter of fact, that's why I literally believe that my contract was terminated at the place that I work, because I knew my rights and they knew that I would not stand for any fucking violation of my rights. So they said, all right, we're just terminating the contract. Because literally, like, on one of the days that they worked, they literally, my fucking coworkers literally went 6 hours without a break. 6 hours of constant work in a warehouse, which is illegal. Like the agency dude literally had to go shut that shit down and send everyone on break, because guess what? It's illegal to have your employees working for 6 hours without a break. Like, dude, it's so fucking retarded, man.
Minutes after this aired, it went absolutely
not even
viral
unionized.
on
It's
Twitter
stupid
for not good reasons. So we are going to unpack this piece by piece, because even though everyone,
not to mention the fact that finding a fucking job is also a fucking bitch. Like, bro, I've been sending out job applications for security guard positions out the wazoo. Like, I've been applying everywhere, and I've only so far gotten 2 interviews, and out of the 2 interviews, only one of them had never responded to me when I inquired about the job. I was like, yo, am I gonna get the job or not? I sent them a text, and they never responded. So cool. And now I'm waiting for tomorrow. Hopefully I get a call tomorrow to see if I can move on to the second phase to do security. If not, then great. Fuck me, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, I can totally move out and shit and have my own place in California, where rent is so expensive and the housing market is fucking garbage.
was mocking it and making fun of it. As far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So, consequently, in debunking the male loser epidemic.
Let's
because
go.
who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos? Hold on. A second.
Oh, is that why she fucking...
3 stupid blonde bimbos. Sorry.
Hey, yo.
I felt left out. Alright, let's go.
Bro, we love blonde bimbos that are subpar in intelligence. They're adorable. Watching them try to figure shit out is just the cutest. They only get annoying when they start spewing retarded shit like those two on the fucking, like these two dumbasses on whatever channel that is, Fox?
Wait. I need my gamer fuel.
Oh! I swear to God, I thought she was about to pull up like some gamer sub shit. No, it's a white monster. Hell yeah. Well, that's how we know Shu is a cultured woman. A woman of high class. Because only high class individuals drink white monsters.
I do drink it. That one's for you, Tectone.
It's a major problem. And you know,
Bro, the only reason she wasn't drinking it was because she was fucking pregnant and had a kid. That's why she wasn't drinking it.
Speaker Johnson has been talking about those
Tectone, shout out. Let's
deadbeat
go.
folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women...
Well, maybe if companies weren't being forced to push this higher women-only agenda and pushing a empowering women agenda instead of an actual equality agenda, we'd see more and more men having jobs and not having to be at home. Maybe if we also raised the minimum wage where it actually mattered in fields where men typically tend to dominate, maybe then we'd actually see more men being able to afford to actually live on their own. Just a thought.
The pickings are...
Because, like, dude, it's so stupid. Like, when I used to work at Target, all the fucking managers, all the team leads, they were all women. There was only like one male team lead, and the dude was like the softest motherfucker on the planet. Like, dude, it was like the dude had no backbone, didn't stand up for anyone, didn't speak up for anything, couldn't even take a fucking joke. Like, bruh. Like, the dude literally pulled me to the side and told me, hey, I heard that you said this one thing. And I was literally talking to another employee waiting to, like, take a TV out and then assist a customer load it. And someone was like, hey, could you do this? And I was like, pay me more. Like, I jokingly said, pay me more. This isn't my department, you know? And they fucking got so butthurt they had to report that shit. It wasn't even the girl that I told that to because she knew I was just kidding. It was some other fucking bitch that heard what I said, reported it to to the team leads, and they pulled me aside and I was like, it was a fucking joke, dog. And he was like, oh, well, I mean, if you want to be working here, if you're unhappy, I was like, dude, I'm working here because I need money. Not because I want to be here. So shut the fuck up. It's like the dumbest shit on the planet, dude. He was like, oh, well, and I literally told him, I was like, this isn't the position I applied for. I didn't apply for this. You guys threw me here. And he was like, well, no one's forcing you to work here. And I was like, rent is, actually. And I walked away. Because it's the dumbest shit on the planet to sit there and be like the economy is fucking great and shit. Like, no one's forcing. Yes. Yeah, it is. Because it was my only fucking option. So, yeah, I was being forced to work in a position that I didn't even apply for. Like, so fucking retarded, dude.
Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families.
Yeah, but when you ask those women what are their standards for men, like I said, 6 figure, 6-pack, 6 feet tall, it's like, brother. Like, the most unrealistic shit on the planet. Like, less than 0.01% of men is what they're looking for. Like, fucking unrealistic expectations at its finest.
But there
Meanwhile, you ask men what they want, and the average man's gonna be like, I just want someone who's gonna love me back for me. That's it.
are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society.
No,
it's time
that's
to go
not
out
it.
and get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just
Show
get
me
back
the
to basics.
statistics.
So first of all, this
Where are the stats at?
stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One
Bruh.
fucking guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can
So
on young
stupid.
men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men. Oh no,
Yep.
the young men are leaving us in droves. How do we get them back? Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy Cheeto dust. You. Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too.
In a parallel. Fucking. Okay. Okay.
The amount.
Damn, she got really fucking vicious there at the end. Jesus Christ. What a turn. What a plot twist.
Of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to
No.
order DoorDash all day? No. I don't.
You know what's wild? People were like, who's gonna pick our crops if we deport the illegals, the slave laborer that we have? And I literally remember, I saw the fucking news article about how kids were working marijuana farms, illegal fucking kids, underaged, rights being violated, shouldn't be here to begin with. They were working the weed farms, and my fucking thought, my first thought was, so that explains why I can't find a fucking job in a field that I would love to work. Because me personally, I'd love to be out in the fucking weed fields, surrounded by all that kush, fucking picking that shit, cutting it, trimming it. You fucking kidding me? I'd love to work with weed. But no. Instead, what do they got? They got people there who are here illegally so that way they can abuse them. And then what happens when they're sent back so that way they're no longer being treated like slaves? The Democrats lose their fucking minds. Yep, makes sense.
Also, they're not paying for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing it. Come on. Take the time.
No
There are a lot of young
shot.
men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have
Bro, I fucking wish I had a basement. Because you know what? That basement would be my fucking room, and it would be my space and my area. But I don't. I gotta share a room. So yeah.
declining birth
I
rates.
wish we
It's
had
time
a
to go out,
basement,
get a
dog.
job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of you tried applying for a job as a young man recently?
Yes.
Or tried buying a house on the salary of one of these young men?
Bro,
Have you
I
experienced
fucking
the
know.
dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man?
Brother, I open up a dating app, whether it's Facebook dating or Bumble, and I literally like my first thought is, man, I get immediately exacerbated the moment I open it, because I'm like, expensive, because that's really all it is. It's just, dating is so expensive nowadays. It's like, bro, why? And if you're not like making a lot of money, it's just demoralizing. Like, shit, man. Like, I've been building this fucking PC since the start of the year. I've had to scrounge up, like, whatever the fuck I have left over after paying shit like insurance and all my other crap that I need to pay. And it's like every spare fucking penny went straight into building the PC. I'm financing my fucking graphics card, actually, for the next 2 fucking years. So yeah, it's a bitch. It is a bitch. So yeah, it's fucking annoying. Like, dude.
No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering. Listen, I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays and you need to pander to them, but Tommy, you were like 2 years younger than me. You know this shit isn't true. Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like a f***ing boomer? I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick-me. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know what? She's not like those other young people.
She's
not
crazy.
all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler
Yeah.
and get a cushy job on Fox News based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this brain-dead, boomer-ass take is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a f***ing house.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my god, dude. The housing market has gotten so fucking bad. It's insane. Like, literally, your best bet is to just buy land and build the house yourself, because that would literally be cheaper. Let's see. What was this shit? Let's go back a bit. Okay, let's see here. Baby boomers buying a home in 85 versus 2022. The average house was around here. The median house price and the median household income. Yeah. So you could do it. You could afford it. But now the average household income is 74.5K, while the average house price is 468K. I've seen 12 acres of land for like a fraction of this price, like minus the fucking 48K. Like, I've seen land, nice, 12 fucking acres of land. The only difference is it's not attached to a main road, and there's no actual, like, house on it, but beautiful land surrounded by nice trees out in the middle of fucking Nevada, in the middle of nowhere, and it's, like, so nice, so lovely, and I'm just sitting here like, man, I wish I could afford that. Like, bro, that's the dream. I just want to buy land, buy like 10 to 20 fucking acres of land, put up a fence, and just have that be my property. Put up like a decent like fence or some shit, you know? Have some like by a river or some shit like that, and then just build the house. Because buying a house, like, bro, it's not worth it.
$5 for a f***ing house. And listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers. They are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers. But when the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is not sending their best. They are not sending
No, it is
you.
not.
They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos on Facebook. But some, I assume, are good people. But my god, I truly believe they do not understand how good they had it. They could support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute—
Bro, I saw a fucking job. It was like some starter position, like entry level, where it wanted you to have an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree, and the starting pay was gonna be $16 an hour. What the fuck even is that? Why even go to why? What are those requirements for that pay? You want me to slave away in college for 4 fucking years to get a degree, a piece of fucking paper, only to still pay me minimum wage? Bro, no wonder fucking people feel like college is fucking useless. Like, 'cause it practically fucking is. Like, shit.
their economic future.
Unless you're fucking becoming like a doctor or a fucking lawyer, college basically is pointless. Or an architect. Like, shit.
From China. They inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretend it's a paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Lauren see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I had it. And you wonder why so many millennials and zoomers don't want kids. I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat. Children.
Daughter.
Not happening.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from.
The many
pickings
faces
are
of shoe
slim.
on head.
Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming lazy because they're becoming feminized. So they're becoming
So it's
lazy
women's
because
fault.
They act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat?
Yeah, like I said, so it's women's fault, eh? Is what you're saying? Huh, interesting.
I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening, but men are
it's
moving
fucking wild.
right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so...
Yo!
But here's the thing, Tammy.
You know for a fact that's a Swedish coder.
There is absolutely no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact f***ing opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same. Another study by
Huh. You know, this is interesting. The difference between actually proving stats and numbers that you can actually see and citations versus just spewing shit out of your fucking mouth. Interesting how a YouTuber can do slightly more research and do it better than an actual news outlet. Just goes to show that the legacy media is just fucking useless.
Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance, but among women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence. Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas. They've been ass blasted with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again.
Bro, alright, you don't want to give up you're going out to brunch with your friends and all that shit. Alright, I'll be the stay-at-home dad. I'll take care of the kid. You go out and pull the bootstraps and earn us money. You won't? Because you believe that that money is yours? Interesting, interesting. How when you switch it, all of a sudden it's your money and not our money, but when you're in a relationship, the money he makes is also your money, but the money you make is also your money. That's also another reason why I don't want to date.
And they'll be
just
miserable
a hole in your
forever
wallet.
if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision I've ever made.
Hell yeah.
Highly recommend. Would do it again. But yes, this idea that men are the ones
Careful, Shu. The husband might see this and be like, all right, time for child numero dos.
primarily responsible for the low birth rates is laughable. We're laughing over here. But honestly, it's not really women or men's fault. There are a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is going to be the summer.
Oh God, no.
Boys. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of the
Oh, so they're insufferable. Got it. They're nagging bitches. That's all I needed to hear. They have an issue with men. The only women who have an issue with men tend to be the most insufferable ones on the planet, who are just miserable all the time and will throw their misery onto their partner. And then their partner ends up leaving them, and then they go and cry and say, I knew it. And then they fucking go into their little echo chambers that say, yeah, we also knew it. He was a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. When in reality, you were the insufferable one.
These women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
No, they just recognize a low-value woman when they see one. And unfortunately, that's exactly what you are. You're a low-value woman. You don't bring anything positive to the table. All you bring is headaches and financial ruin. And if they so much as dare marry you, the moment you get bored, you divorce them, take half their shit, and just fuck them over in court and have them pay alimony while they're still struggling.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They'd marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So, look,
No, I would actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
So let me get this straight. Men are all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rates. But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents. What? But wait, there's more!
No,
She also believes women...
I think that varies from individual to individual. You can't just lump up all men together. I think that there are some men who, yeah, by the time they hit 20, they are actually mentally ready to have kids. And who knows, they could be also already financially stable depending on how they were raised and whatnot. Like, you never know. Maybe their parents talked them into going to trade school for 2 years, and in the trade school they made connections and found a pretty decent paying job, let's say in construction or fucking architect or some shit like that, you know, plumbing or electrician, some shit like that. And yeah, by the time they're 20, they're totally ready to like settle down and start a family. But at the same time, there are some men that also are not ready by the time they're 20 or 25 or even 30 to have a family or start a family, whether it's because of financial issues or mental issues or some other fucking issue. It's not a very one-sided thing. It's a fucking mixture of a whole different amount of variables and shit. Like, I know I'm not fucking ready to have a kid, and I'm fucking shit. What am I? 25? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm 25. I haven't turned 26 just yet. Although this is my month, but I won't be telling y'all who when what day it is. One day, probably like 3 months from now, I'll probably just be like, oh, by the way, yeah, I'm 26 now. But yeah, I'm still 25 of us. But yeah, like, it's like I'm 25 and I don't think I'm ready to have a kid. I know for a fact I'm not ready to have a kid. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? So yeah, it's a myriad of issues.
Don't have to bring anything to the table.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector and a provider. If you think you need to get something out of it, I quite frankly don't consider you a real man.
Never before in history.
But of course, the old you bring everything to the table and I bring absolutely nothing. Oh, what do I bring to the relationship? This. It's like, oh, okay, well, then are we going to be having sex on a daily basis? It's like, no, you're never going to get a touch of this coochie, but I'll sell it for on OnlyFans for $5. It's like, bro, like what? Low value women at its finest.
So much. And offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video, because I am really interested to see
what, not Facebook.
Like, the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this. If the women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame. These two women have a combined age of 93, and they have 0 children between both of them.
Damn.
They both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me. My goodness, boomers are ruthless. Bunch of sissies. I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia after Vietnam was over.
Okay,
when I was 18,
what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
$450, and I could afford to get my own place. She's so spot on. Nothing screams "I'm a loser, run from me" than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God we raised our sons to be men, who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed. Why can't
the amount of benefits you got back then for serving in the military compared to the benefits you get now and the amount of respect you gained from being a veteran is totally different than the respect you gain for being a veteran now. Like, before then, veterans were actually respected and shit and were looked upon as like these fucking men who serve their country and deserve the utmost respect. And nowadays, a veteran is called a baby killer. Even though you have 0 clue what they did, they just associate military with war, not knowing the actual intricacies or the amount of the variety of jobs you have in the military. Like they'll hear the word veteran and they'll immediately call you a baby killer, and little do they know that you were actually a fucking paternity fucking nurse in the military, helping service members deliver birth and shit, bringing children into the world, and then when you get out of the military you're called a baby killer. Like, bro, it's so stupid.
people get this through your heads? I will never let my son stay home. I'm trying to push them out of the nest.
Bruh.
Okay, I really gotta ask, is this an Anglo thing? Immediately kicking your kid out when they turn 18 years old?
Yeah,
My
that's so
Mediterranean
wild.
mind cannot comprehend this. Honestly, why do people
Wait, what
even
the
leave
fuck?
home?
I thought she was Italian. What the fuck? Now she's Mediterranean? Like, goddamn. It's also funny, like, seeing these people act this way, because my immediate thought is, like, if I ever have kids, like, and they turn 18, I'm not gonna kick them the fuck out. I'm gonna tell them, like, what my mom told fucking me. This is your home. It will always be your home. There is no rush for you to leave. The world out there, the fucking market is fucked up. It's expensive to live. We know how hard it is. You can stay here until you're finally on your own 2 feet. That's literally the exact thought I've had if like I ever have kids and they turn 18 and shit. I'm not kicking them the fuck out. I'm gonna tell them, yeah, you could stay here until you feel ready to leave. Who cares what other people think? Like, shit.
Leave his mother's cooking for a woman who probably can't cook.
Yeah.
Not me, though. Personally, I can cook amazing homemade meals. I'll have you know I am a great trad wife.
Let's go! Thinking dino nuggies! Oh shit, my thigh. 2 minutes. She spilled the fucking monster!
Now, unfortunately, Tom...
she should have had her man sit down and whatnot and, like, served it to him and have him eat it for the video. That would have been funny, IMO.
Lauren wasn't the only one pushing this stupid lazy young men go get a job bullshit.
Oh boy. Oh, of course, CNN.
All day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men
great.
playing video games all day. And just the other night, I saw this on my TV. Again.
A Wall Street Journal headline got our
course,
attention.
fucking
The new
Fox
dream
News.
job for young men, stay-at-home son. It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on Jeopardy. And he has a master's degree in political science, but he's unemployed. Grow up, get a job, get a wife, build a family.
Just get a wife, bro. Just get a job, bro.
Oh, get a job? Yeah.
Yeah, easy for you to say when you literally only have your job because you share the same political view with the people who you are working with. It's very easy to say that, you know, when you have shit handed to you on a silver platter and have never actually had to fill out a job application, create an actual resume, and start sending out fucking job applications out the wazoo. It's real easy to say that shit.
And squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies.
The term welfare is out of fashion with Republicans because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very obvious what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job lazy attitude is not surprising,
So
but it's
stupid.
especially funny.
I'd
coming
love
from
to have a
Fox
job
News
and go
of
work.
all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News will talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of
it's
American
so
jobs
stupid.
held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor. Companies and billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just
Yeah,
good
it's
little
so
worker
stupid.
drones who won't unionize, rather than hire
That's the real fucking issue right there. It's not the system, it's the people currently in charge of the system. It's so stupid. It's like, oh my god, fucking capitalism has failed us. It's like, no, it's the people in charge who are abusing the system that are the ones that have failed us. Because they take the fucking work offshore, like she said, they take it to these countries where they can basically pay slave wages and treat the employees like actual slaves, like in China, and instead of like working here and creating jobs in America, they'll outsource the jobs and then just ship shit here for cheap. It's so stupid. And it's so fucking retarded, dude.
American workers for a living wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money they make. I remember when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Open borders?
Open
borders. That's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a lot of
me.
the global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state.
Where'd that guy go? A lot of these
Yeah.
jobs being taken are jobs traditionally held by men, like construction and factory jobs, manual labor work. But it's not just manual labor jobs, it's also the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also mainly held by men. There are many, many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers
Jesus
while
Christ.
requesting 14,000
Oh,
more
right,
H-1B workers this year. Some of those job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men, software developers, which are 80% men, and electronic engineers, which are 90% men, and many.
They also cut like a shit ton of employees from Xbox and whatnot. So yeah, there goes more jobs that men used to work out the window. Yay. Oh, but men are lazy. They just don't want to get jobs. That's
More
the
like
real
that.
issue.
Another example
It's not
of this was
corporate
Tesla,
greed.
where roughly 15,000 American employees were fired in April 2024, and many were replaced with H-1B visa
Yeah,
holders.
that's so
On
fucking
Twitter,
crazy,
Elon
dude.
Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to these immigrants just simply being the best and the brightest.
No.
You're paying them less for longer hours and more work, and they're willing to deal with it in order to stay in the country. It's
Yeah.
coercive, exploitative, and, dare I say, not very America first. When conservatives confronted
very
Elon Musk
slave
for this
labor.
last year, he told somebody, and I quote, "Take a big step back and yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend." So when it comes to replacing American
Yeah,
work,
and then people wonder why all of a sudden Trump is like against Elon and why Trump and Elon aren't friends anymore. Maybe it's because Elon doesn't actually have an America First policy. He has a Elon Musk First policy. Well, Trump is still trying to put out an America First policy. Not to say that Trump hasn't done like fucking weird, creepy, terrible shit as of late. I mean, just look at the whole Epstein shit. All of a sudden, there is no Epstein list, and we're supposed to believe that just because he said it. It's like, no. You're clearly trying to cover for someone, and people are like, oh, he's covering for himself. It's like, I don't believe so. Like, yeah, there's images of him with Epstein. There's images of him, like, shaking his hand and shit. But realistically, if he was on the list, the Democrats themselves would have released it already just to bring him down. So I don't think he is on the list. I think that he just was seen publicly with a dude. And, you know, to keep face, he, like, shook the hand and took some pictures and shit. And maybe they were friends, but I doubt he ever actually went to, like, the Chomo Island. So, yeah. But, yeah, there is something weird going on there with when it comes to Epstein. I will admit.
in manual labor with cheap foreign labor, it's deport, deport, deport. But when it comes to replacing his American workers with cheap foreign labor, it's yourself in the face.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's very
There's
interesting,
also
yeah.
affirmative action and DEI, which are other things Fox News
Yep.
always pisses and shits about. But suddenly, when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things
Yeah.
just like don't exist anymore. Then it's, oh, young men are old.
Like, what's the ratio of female managers to male managers in real retail stores nowadays? Like I said with my example earlier when I used to work at Target. What's the ratio to that? I'm pretty sure there's now more female managers, supervisors, and team leads than there are male supervisors, managers, and team leads. Which is very interesting, you know, if you ask me. If it's all about equality, shouldn't there be an even split down the middle instead of one being hired more than the other? Oh, but that's not actually what the modern day feminist movement is about. The modern day feminist movement is about replacing men in the workforce, even though women don't actually want to work. It's so stupid. Like shit. Like, who remembers that one businesswoman who hired only fucking women only for her to fire her entire workforce and then replace them all with men and saw instant productivity shoot up tenfold? And this was in a fucking coding field. This was in a software development field, and the CEO herself was also someone who had a degree in all that shit. And she admitted that the women she fucking hired, because she wanted it to be more like modern and more inclusive and more helpful towards women, she said that they didn't even have the same drive that she did, and that once she hired men, they had the same fucking drive, if not higher than hers. And she was actually astounded by this.
just lazy. They just want to be in
Like,
their
it's
parents'
so
basement
stupid.
ordering DoorDash and playing video games. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs.
Fucking
I am
shit.
not beating the allegations with this one. The brown people are not taking your jobs. Okay?
She has a throw in quotation marks when she says brown people. It's fine, Shu.
It's not their fault. They're just cheaper.
Yeah, they
Aim
are.
upwards. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. It's the women, too.
Oh,
Many of
great.
the dying industries are male-dominated, while many of the growing industries are female-dominated. And stigma around these jobs being woman jobs usually stops men from working them. Women are overwhelmingly entering and excelling in college and the workforce, and they're more flexible about job position and pay, while young men usually hold out for higher-paying, higher-position jobs that will make them the breadwinner. Because you see, despite the world progressing and the role of women changing, the role of men has not changed. Every woman is a feminist until the dinner bill comes. But what's crazy is, women might be the ones paying that dinner bill soon. A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about $1,000 more annually than men.
They'll start earning more, but they'll still want men to pay for everything, and everything that they make to stay in their bank accounts for their own fucking personal use. They won't want to contribute. And what I mean by they is the modern women. It's obviously not all women. I'm sure that there are some women who love taking care of their man, buying them gifts, being the breadwinner, being the one that pays the bills, and ensuring that their man doesn't actually have to, stress about anything, or even have to go to work anymore because she's earning enough and she just loves him that much. There are women like that out there. But a majority of the ones that we see on like social media and on dating apps, they want to keep not only their money, but your money. And that's where the issue lies.
Completely reversing the traditional gender
It's no
pay gap
longer
for this age group.
a team
In the US,
effort.
The 2022
It's a
Pew
me,
Research
me
Center
thing.
analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median earnings at or above 100% of men
Pretty cool,
in
though.
cities like New York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have never been this resigned to staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like.
Like, bro, okay, we're getting back to dating, so I'll say this. Like, I opened up Bumble, and I saw that someone liked my profile and shit. Someone swiped right, whatever the fuck. And literally, I am, like, so hesitant to, like, swipe right and start a conversation with this person because I currently don't make any money. I am currently unemployed, which sucks ass so much. So yeah, like I'm literally like I just got my last check. It just went through yesterday, and I am literally like financing that shit myself. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to put this much here, this much here, this much here, and I am literally having to finance $400 and ensure that I can like fucking do shit. I literally bought myself something to like treat myself and to try to help me with stress. I bought some cigars, and I was like, all right, if I buy this many, and given how I smoke them and how long they typically tend to last, I should be good until I like find another job to like help me like de-stress and try to like have the nicotine calm me down, because the cigars are cheaper than marijuana, and I currently can't smoke weed because I'm trying to get a security job. But yeah, so I was literally doing the math in my head, and I was like, all right, I'll go for this one instead of this one because this one offers more and is slightly cheaper. I'll go for this one instead of this one, and I'll treat myself to this one because it's cheaper right now. It's on sale, and it's one of their more premium quality products. So I was like, all right, this total amounts to like 30 cigarettes for not cigarettes 30 cigars for about $50. And I was like, all right, I have this much in my bank account. If I buy this, I'll have this much, which lets me be good on my fucking credit card payments for at least the next 3 months. And that was literally my entire thought process. And I was like, God damn, this is so fucking stressful. It's like, bruh, I really fucking am trying my hardest to find a job, and it's so fucking hard. Sending out applications every day, and like a week going by and not hearing jack shit.
More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings by an estimated $1 million. Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women without a college degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52% for those born between 1930 and 1980, according to...
Crazy fucking thought, but maybe that woman can go get a job so that way it's two incomes coming into the house and you're not struggling as much. You know?
Research by
Crazy
Cornell
thought.
University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings for non-college women to date. Men are poor, women most affected. Modern women are no longer tied to their gender role. Birth control has freed them from the prison that is their biology, and they are making their own money, sometimes more than men. They can have it all, they can do anything, they can be anything. While at the same time, men are still expected...
Except be providers, apparently. Yeah, they can have it all, but they still refuse to, like, take on that provider role. And they still want the man to out money them and be the providers, while they contribute nothing.
To be the provider. And more importantly, many men still want to be the provider, but they can't. Yeah. And women, though strong and independent, still want men to be the provider.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money.
Basically, men are like, we're worried we're not making enough money. And women are like, we're worried men are not making enough money. Hello class, I am Miss On Head. I am substituting for your teacher today. She was arrested for molesting a 12-year-old boy.
What the fuck?
So today we are learning about...
Alright, that's extreme as shit.
The graph. This is the growth in productivity versus hourly compensation graph. And you can trace almost everything bad happening in society back to this graph. As you can see, productivity increased, while compensation barely grew over the same time period. Notice they tracked very closely up until around 1972. Now, what happened around 1972, class? Well, the top...
I'm gonna let her say it. I have in mind what I think might have happened in 1972. History is not my strongest subject, but I'm gonna let her say it, and if I'm right, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Marginal tax rate was reduced from 70% in 1964 to 50% by 1981. The federal minimum wage began to stagnate. Income going to the 1% rose...
Bro, I think federal minimum wage is still like $7.50 an hour, which is fucking wild to me.
From 9% in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average.
Yeah, which is why I fucking hate when people are like, oh my god, if we increase minimum wage, the prices of everything are going to increase to compensate. It's like, no, it shouldn't. Realistically, no, it shouldn't. The CEOs are making so much that they could quite literally cut back on their own paychecks to finance their employees' paychecks and pay them more without having to increase the prices of their products. They just don't want to because they don't want to lose money, which is pretty fucking wild given how our given how taxes work and how taxes compensate people for actually compensate companies for being in an actual money deficit. So they'll abuse the tax system, but they won't, while also still abusing their employees. That, in my opinion, is what the real issue is. It's the greedy fucking corporations that want to not only not increase the prices, the minimum the wages, not the minimum wage, but the wages that they're paying people, but also they then use the excuse of, well, we'll have to increase prices more. It's like, no, you don't. Not really. You don't have to increase the prices. I mean, just look at Arizona and Costco. Arizona, the beverage company, their CEO literally said that when COVID hit, they literally said, yeah, we cut back on our own checks. Us, the board, which is him and his sons, we cut back on our own checks so that way we could still pay our employees a fair wage. The CEO of Costco still has yet to increase the price of the fucking hot dogs that they sell from $1.50. Like, it's pretty fucking interesting how those two can do that, but other companies and other conglomerates don't want to. It's interesting, huh? How being kind and generous means you actually treat others with kindness and actually show true generosity, while those who only see money and want to cut the costs of how much they spend when they're making already millions upon millions, they want to instead cut the employees' wages and all that shit. It's pretty fucking disgusting if you ask me.
Worker. Anything else? Anything else happen around 1972? Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women joined the workforce around this time, but we don't have to get into that today. The fact is, hard work no longer guarantees success, and the will to work.
In my mind, I was like, is 72 when women's suffrage was introduced? That was literally what I was thinking when she asked, oh, what happened in 72? I was like, oh god, shoot, don't say that's the year when women got the right to vote.
Is tied to the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. Every generation had lazy people. And we do basically live in late-stage mouse utopia, after all. Young people today are faced with two options: revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism. Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and they found out the juice just isn't worth the squeeze, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution in a way. They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks, I hate this, I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. The young men that are still voting left are voting further left. You saw this recently in New York City, where Zoran Memdani, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system, and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them.
I will say, though,
is not working.
I will say, though, electing an actual communist who wants to instill actual communist laws and push an actual communist agenda is not that good, in my opinion. Like, regardless of what side you're on, communism isn't a good thing.
If you wake up one morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with 4-year college degrees and, like, initiative, who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
Fox News should hire that guy. There's an entire generation of fighting-aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring. When they saw this airing on Fox News, they saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault. An all too familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News, so this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million. You might still need it, unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged into another war in the Middle East, young men might come running back to the Democratic Party. Maybe not. Maybe not even George Bush to Electric Boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party. Hopefully we don't find out. And as I'm editing this right now, a lot of young people, even the podcast bros, seem pretty upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect the Clintons, so maybe not even this will save them, but we'll see, I guess. Hold on one second.
Hey, she's back
So
to being a
that was
brunette.
that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all. I am probably reading them right now as you type them. Wait, don't write that. No. You can't say that. No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to me on Patreon or leave a little tip.
Oh, my dumbass thought she was talking about like a step on me mommy comment. She was talking about another word that I've tended to say a lot on videos. That word, my favorite word that I say. Y'all can say it. I personally don't care. But yeah, it's funny.
With the little tip jar down below. I'll give it a little heart.
Damn,
It helps the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again soon with a new video. A new slop video.
Hey, yo.
Love that shit. Bye!
She gonna like react to VTubers or some shit? Like fucking Terrorizer and Nogla. I'm waiting for it. You can't do this to me. You can't leave me hanging. Damn, she did it, chat. She left us hanging. God damn it. She didn't hit us with that special weird clip that she usually has at the end. But yeah, my final thoughts. I don't... It's a myriad of factors. You can't just blame one thing on the issue. It's a myriad of things. It's a myriad of women blaming men from a certain side, and then you have other people like Hassan fucking pointing out some other stupid shit, indoctrinating people to his beliefs and whatnot, even though he's never had to actually work a day in his life. It's a myriad of issues, and to like say it's only this one thing, and if you solve this one thing, it's gonna miraculously make everything else fall into place, that's a lie. It's just a straight up lie, and it won't solve anything, and no one will ever actually believe it. So yeah. Anywho, like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz. Remember to be safe out there. Be careful. I just got another citizen alert that there was another fucking shooting. There was a standoff with a individual yesterday where they had to blockade him in with police vehicles, and even then he still wanted to go out firing, so they had to unfortunately put the dude down, which sucks ass because we won't see actual due process. But hey, on the other hand, he meets his maker faster and he goes to hell even quicker, you know. But yeah, so be careful out there, be safe. You never know what fucking crazy is walking down the street that's just gonna snap at any moment due to any minor inconvenience, like him slightly tripping on a crack on the sidewalk, and you just happen to be there and happen to see it, and he fucking goes ballistic. So yeah, be safe out there, be fucking protected, protect yourselves, keep yourselves safe, keep your families and your children safe if you have them. And remember to question everything, believe nothing, because we're getting a bunch of fucking hoopla from our government right now regarding the Epstein stuff. So yeah, question everything, believe nothing, always seek the deeper truth, even if it means people looking at you like you have a tinfoil hat on. Don't let them criticize you or stop you from ever uncovering the truth. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.